The saying is true. If it were easy, then everybody would do it. Especially when it comes to YouTube. Only if it was as easy as recording a video, pressing upload, then getting those million views, right? Well, if you have a YouTube channel or you're considering starting a YouTube channel, hang tight because in today's live stream, I'm going to share with you how to grow your YouTube channel. Let's get it. Yes. Welcome to another FTIO live stream where we are all about inspiring change from the inside out. Yes, through video, podcast, interviews, storytelling, music, and much more. Happy Thursday, everyone. So check it out, y'all. We are in week 9 of the shelter in place due to COVID-19, and we are in week 4 of this live stream beta test that I'm doing. So week 4, actually day 19. So tomorrow will be day 20. And just again, for those of you who don't know, I'm here Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, you can see on the ticker below. This is where I go live on Facebook and YouTube. All right. So again, thank you for being with us. Welcome. And if this is your first time joining in, thank you for being here. Or if you're watching the replay, do me a favor and just go ahead and say hello and drop a comment where you're watching from. You know, say good morning, say hello. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to just see you on the live feed or on the replay as well. So today's topic, y'all, it's a really good topic. And the topic is how to grow your YouTube channel. Right, how to grow your YouTube channel. So the first thing is why this topic. So for those of you who aren't aware, like I've had this YouTube channel and I actually started YouTube like 3 years ago. I started with it was one of those vlogging every day in April SSS beta. So I did like this vlogging challenge, vlogging every day. Again, it's crazy because I've been looking back at some of the old pictures of when I was younger, and I always had like a camcorder in my hand. So having a camera around or with me has always been something like natural for me. So I decided a couple of years ago, I was like, well, YouTube is a great way to, share your message. It's a great way for people to get to know you. And there was just all these, things that people are doing on YouTube. So I was like, well, let me just go ahead and start a YouTube channel. So I started my YouTube channel. I did the vlogging every day in April, and they gave me experience on how to get in front of a camera, how to be comfortable in front of the camera. And I'll be honest, like even now, it's still a little, I get nervous before I hit live, but you just gotta face your fear, just like in a video we did back in the days. So again, my why is a lot different now. If you've been with me this week, you'll know that the why, I did a video, what the ways to find your why. So I'll go ahead and put that card in the video or in the description below, so you can check that video out. But today I really wanted to focus on why, number one, why I'm growing a YouTube channel, and then how to grow your YouTube channel. So I'm in this journey. So I decided again, a couple years ago, vlogging every day in April, not a week later, a year later in 2018, I did 52 videos in 52 weeks. Yes, 52 videos in 52 weeks. And the focus there was just to get in front of the camera. I did one shots, meaning like I didn't do any editing. Like I had an intro and an outro, but like it was just like me in front of the camera, kind of like a live stream, right? And so, looking back, I'm like, now I'm seeing how I could have done things differently and what I would have done differently, right? Because it was just one-shot videos, just put the camera on the tripod, your boy went off for however many minutes, ended, and then uploaded. Right. And so I did that for 52 weeks. That was my commitment in 2018. But I'll be honest, after doing 52 videos in 52 weeks, like it was a huge accomplishment. It was a commitment that I made. But I'll be honest, like there was that part of me that was like, man, I didn't get any to get that many views. I'm not really getting any subscribers. And granted, there were many people, and I thank you for those of you who are still rocking with me that would send me messages, letting me know how the video inspired them or like they really needed to hear it. And again, I really appreciate that, and that's what I'm all about, right? Service. But there was still that other part of me, like I'm spending all this time making these videos, and again, it didn't really feel like I was bearing the fruit that I was hoping to. So for 2000, that was 2018. So 2019, because of life and things just getting in the way, or my schedule just being really busy, I'm gonna use that excuse, right? It was getting really busy. Then what ended up happening was I actually stopped posting videos, and I stopped making videos for the entire year of 2019. So in 2018, From the Inside Out, that whole series came out, and then 2019, like I was nowhere to be found. And hang on, let me just bring in some comments here. Hey, good morning, Joanne. Yes, thank you for tuning in this morning. So for 2019, I was like out the game. Your boy was like, nowhere to be found in terms of YouTube. And so I was like, okay, but I was out in the world doing live events, right? Speaking, retreats, conferences. For those of you who follow, the grind, especially on my Instagram, I put a lot on my Instagram in terms of, the work that I was doing, and just trying to like, motivate and inspire from there. But moving forward, now that we're in quarantine, I was like, okay, again, like I shared with you earlier this week, right, going back to my why, right, to servant leadership, paying it forward, being of service to others, right, being in the light and dark. Well, let's be real, like let's be honest, YouTube is one of the best ways to do that. So if you're someone right now thinking of like, should I start a YouTube? First of all, like I'm going to start with point number one. Okay, point number one is this: clarity over creativity. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, if I could, reverse and go back, and again, a lot of this training I'm taking in this YouTube Influence Challenge is really bringing a lot of clarity to what I'm doing, especially with YouTube. So first point, right? Clarity over creativity. If you noticed in the thumbnail, it was a picture kind of resembling that movie, Russell Crowe, A Beautiful Mind, where he's on the chalkboard and he has all these different ideas and all these different formulas. And that was me. For, my wife will tell you, or anybody that knows me like really, really, really well will tell you, like I am a fountain, a water faucet, a fire hose of ideas and creativity. Like, I'll have different sayings and it'll just come out of nowhere. And again, like that's my spirit. I'm straight up like, creativity is something that I'm all about, like being creative. But what I learned and what I realized is in the creativity, like there was no clarity. So when you start your channel, right, have clarity. What is that one thing that you want to do with your channel? And clarity in the title of the channel. So noticing again, I'm repivoting my brand, right? I'm repivoting the channel. So now it's inspiring change from the inside out. Bro Rye, inspiring change, right? Bro Rye, that's me, inspiring change from the inside out. Keyword, inspiring change, right? And I think about just even those two words alone, the ideas, how do we do it? Through, video, podcast, live streams, interviews, storytelling, and music, right? Like I'm branding all that together so I can put it together in one sentence. So thinking about your YouTube channel, again, this isn't a video on your why. You can check that video out. And again, I'm going to do the how and the what to come, like in those other videos. But thinking about like your why, thinking about clarity, like what would it be for you? Because I think what happened with me was that I was getting so creative and I was putting all these different things, had all these different slogans, these different taglines. And y'all know, like, realize what they realize from the inside out, this and that. And like I was just putting all these different things together and there was just no clarity on what I was doing. So people go, so what do you do? Right? At the end of the day, they'll go to my channel. They're like, well, so what is that? And if you have to like explain yourself to the point where you're promoting yourself, then it's unclear. And the last thing you want, especially when it comes to YouTube and growing your YouTube, because that's what all these points are going to be focusing on, growing your YouTube, have that clarity. So now when people ask me, so what's your channel all about? It's inspiring change from the inside out through video, live stream, podcast, interviews, storytelling, and music. Right? Simple and inspiring change from the inside out. Right? Self-explanatory. And again, I'm still refining, right, that message, but the simpler it can be, the more clear it can be, the more your audience will grow, because now they know why they're going to your channel. Okay, why they're going to click on the thumbnail that you've created, that you put your heart and soul into. They're going to see, oh, That's what it is. But if you're so creative and you're trying new things out all the time, and you're, 1 minute you're posting, like for me, like I was posting like a workout video, like, all right, I'm a back squat 500 pounds. I'm going to snatch 227 pounds. I'm going to put that on my YouTube channel. Or, we're traveling and I'm going to do a vlog style thing. And so like I would put all my food videos and, funny videos. Like I was trying to do everything and putting it on this channel under Realize What You Realize. Like I'm just confused just thinking about it. And so that would be definitely where I would start, right? Start with that clarity, right, over creativity. And I'm not saying that not to be creative, because you got to be creative, right? But first and foremost, when it comes to your channel, your YouTube channel, even in the title, like what you're doing, and be very clear on what service you're providing, what problem you're addressing, what kind of channel you have. So clarity over creativity, number one. Number two, I got 6 today, y'all. So commitment over commitment and consistency. This one is huge, right? Like, first of all, commit to whatever it is you say you're going to do on your channel. And number two, be consistent. So if you say like you're going to do, like when I did 52 videos in 52 weeks, like that was a challenge, right? 50, that means 1 video a week for the whole year. And so having that commitment and having that consistency is what's going to bring people back. Because, for example, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I am here. And so there are people who are like, messaging me or even typing in the comments like, I can't wait. Every morning I'm going to start my day with you, whether you jump on for the whole time, part of the time, whatever, but you come and just check in. But imagine, right, you come at 7, 7:15, 7:20, and like there's nothing there. Or you go to my page and they go, hey, did you do anything today, right? So having that commitment and consistency is going to help grow your YouTube channel tremendously, because people know what to expect. So now your channel is clear on what you're doing, what service you're providing, what problems you're solving, or what you're addressing. You have that commitment and consistency, so they know that you're going to post once a week, once a month. You're going to go live every Friday. So whatever that is, commit to it. And it doesn't mean that it can't change, but be consistent enough so that even when the change does happen, you can transition out in a smooth way without losing any of your audience, right? Because, like, for example, Monday through Friday quarantine series, I mean, I can't promise that once, everything opens back up and I start, going out and doing live events, that might change. But even with that, I'm going to let everyone know who's been here that we might go from, Monday through Friday to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or I might, work on different dates, but whatever I choose, I'm going to commit to it and I'm going to be consistent with it, because I think that's the last thing that frustrates a lot of people, especially when they're, they have someone that they follow on YouTube. It's like, where they've been or what they've been up to. So there is a responsibility there, right? So it's step 2 in growing your YouTube channel: commitment and consistency. Here we go. Step 3. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them live. I would love to answer any questions that you might have in regards to me growing my channel, or maybe if you've been struggling with your channel and you want to throw a question out there. Again, I would love to have that conversation with you while we are live this morning. All right, so step number 3, facts over feelings, y'all. Be open to change. Yes, this one was a huge one for me, because the fact was, as much as I created and fell in love with all of my, different taglines and ideas, which I still love and which I still believe in, I just needed to pivot and position them in a way that made the most sense. Because trying it my way, the fact is that my YouTube channel did not grow. The fact is, in my mind and in my own creative way, and all the things that I'm married to and that I love, that I'm, passionate about, the way that it was put together, the way that it was rolled out, and the way it was presented probably wasn't the best way to do it, because it wasn't clear. I mean, I think that's really the biggest thing for me, being the creative that I am. Like, it just wasn't clear. So remember, facts over feelings, and you have to be open to change. Like, even when I'm, started repivoting, right? I was like, oh man, I got to really think about what do I really want to do, while I was taking the YouTube influence challenge. And I was thinking like, okay, in one of my sessions, it was like, what do you do? So I was like, okay, inspire. And originally it was inspiring real change from the inside out. Cause I was like, I got to keep FTIO, cause that's, true. We're taking everything. We're working on everything from the inside first, and we're taking that out. So I was like, I got to keep from the inside out. And then I was like, well, what about realize with your realize? Where can I put that in? And I started confusing myself again, because I'm so, like, again, attached, right, to to the things that I've created, but being attached to what I created also will cause confusion. So if you're choosing creativity over clarity, you're just going to create a lot of confusion for your audience. And maybe you're listening to me right like, yep, I get it. See, I see where he gets that from, right? So you're probably listening to me right now thinking like, yeah. So inspiring real change from the inside out was what it was. And then I shot it to my inner circle. And then my daughter, shout out Brianna Janae, she was like, I would take the word real out. And I was like, in my mind and in my heart, I was like, that's a real part of realize like that's, I had to keep the word real in there. And she was like, she gave me this huge, like she, text me this huge reason why she would take it out and why she thinks it's better without it. And so, I was like, all right, let me just sit with that. Let me, let me just be with that for a minute. And so I was like, okay, inspiring change from the inside out, right? And the more and more, like I started saying it, and I started thinking about what she said with her feedback, and it was it, right? Like I had to choose, the fact is like, I want to cater to the people who I want to serve, right? I have to hear their feedback. So if there are people, if you're creating a YouTube channel, right, and you have all these great ideas, I'm not saying to not use these great ideas, but getting the feedback and getting clarity is going to be super important, right? Because the fact was, I was trying to do it my way this whole time, these last couple of years. That's why I'm not really too worried about like, the subscribers that I have now. I know I put a big number, I declared some big goals for these next 5 years, but I also realized like, I'm doing things differently. I'm being open to the feedback. I'm learning like the fact is that the way I was, trying to grow my YouTube channel or not grow it, it didn't work. So now it's like we're doing something new. Right now we're going to try it a different way. Now there's a program, there's things in play. There's clarity. Okay, there's commitment, there's consistency. Number 3, facts over feelings, be open to change. Number 4, find a community to learn and grow with, right? Grow from and grow with, right? And that's the beautiful part about technology. There are so many people out there doing it. Like swallow that pride, right? And just get connected and just see what other people are doing. Make genuine relationships. Matter of fact, being part of some of the YouTube communities that I'm a part of, they've been super welcoming, super opening, sharing, bouncing ideas and tips off each other. Or maybe you have these ideas and maybe there's other, you're not around other YouTube creators or content creators, and then you see some of the content creators or YouTubers that you see that are doing it, and now you're like, oh, see, I knew like I was onto something. But sometimes being around that environment is going to help you grow your YouTube channel, because number 1, you're learning with them, you're growing with them also, because they're still, that's the crazy part. Like I'm with these, I'm in a community right now, but they got 1 million subscribers, but they're still trying to grow. Like they know there's so many more people out in the world that they want to influence and impact. So surround yourself with that community, join different communities. And I have one that's also with my faith-based community. So, we're looking at how we want to bring more of the faith into the world, using the creative styles that we've, been gifted with. So super exciting stuff. So find that community that you can grow with and grow from. Okay. Number 4. Number 5, here we go. This is a huge one. Focus on service. Yes. Focus on service, not self-promotion. Right. And I think when you're growing your YouTube channel, the question I always ask is, how am I serving the people that are listening today? What service am I providing? What problem am I addressing or answering? How am I serving? How am I adding value? Right. And I think that's something that we get caught up in a lot, is that when we're, whether we're on a mic, on a podcast, like, or doing a video, like it's easy to just talk about yourself and what you do and what you can do. And I'm not knocking that, because again, for many people, this is how they feed their family. This is, I'm not knocking the entrepreneur, not knocking people who promote their businesses or anything like that. But when you want to grow your audience, right? When you want to grow your audience, focus on service first, right? Service before self-promotion. Because if you're serving, and that's kind of the crazy part, right? Because if you're serving and people are getting value, you don't even need to promote yourself, right? When you're serving and you're bringing something that they want more of, that's really like, that's really, like for me, like I want to provide things that will inspire change in you. Like when you watch this video, every video I put out, in the back of my mind, one of my goals is that it inspires you in some way, shape, or form to change something that you are doing, or to change a pattern, to disrupt a cycle. Like that's the idea of these videos that I put out. Like in some way, shape, or form, something will hit you. So you'll have that aha moment, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, yeah, I want to do that. And so what do you have to do? You have to change. And so what inspired that? Oh, something I heard in the video or an interview or, a podcast, or something that, this channel provided, right? Notice I'm saying this channel, because it's not me. It's a collaborative effort. So Again, thinking about focusing on service. All right, so number 5, focus on service. Let's see, I got a comment here. Yes, Jerome, what's up, my bro? Hey, Jerome Bombayan in the building. What's up, brother? So good to see you on here. Yes, thank you. I'm trying, just trying to be of service. So thank you for the love, brother. We got to catch up soon, for reals, for reals. So yeah, focusing on service over self-promotion, and I think that's a huge thing that we got to be careful of. We see it all the time, and again, not knocking, promoting what you do, because again, if this is how you provide for your, your family or for yourself, like myself included, 100% self-employed, like of course this is, how we're gonna do it. But if you serve well and you serve with clarity, and excuse me, you apply all the different principles, right? And you're committed and you're consistent. Whew, I promise people will know, like, okay, that's a solid person. That is someone that I want to keep rocking with. That is someone that I want to, follow, be with on their journey. Right. And that is going to be super huge. So that's number 5. All right. So, and then last but not least, number 6 on how to grow your YouTube channel. Or if you're considering growing your YouTube channel, here are 6, kind of principles that I put together. And again, there was so much more to it. And as I learn it and as I grow with it, I will be definitely willing to share that with you, because number 1, we're all on YouTube because we have a message, or we have something to share with the world that the world needs to see. Yes, you watching this video right now, there is something you do. Doesn't matter how young, how old, doesn't matter what your experience is, what your education is. Like, there is something that you have, yes, you watching this video right now, that the world can benefit from. Now, does that mean that you need to be a YouTube influencer and, like, blow up like that? No, not necessarily, because again, people are going to use YouTube for different reasons. But one thing that like, for example, there was one group where they're using it more as like a time capsule. Like, they're just taking videos with their family. They know YouTube is accessible. They know it's easy. They know that they can have a space that, because it's the number 2 search engine in the world, y'all. They know it's not going out of business, right? And it's ways for them to just have, like, the file, or just to have it somewhere safe where they know, like, they can access it through YouTube, like, because it's super accessible, in most countries. But with that being said, right, number 6, your boy's getting off track because I'm fired up. Number 6, post, post, post. And remember that not all videos will be viral or get lots of views, and that's okay. I think one of the hugest parts is that, and I fell victim to this so many times, in 2016 or 2017, 2018. Again, 52 videos, 52 weeks. Even my vlogging every day in April, y'all, 30 days, right, in April of 2017, and vlogging every day. And some hit, some didn't. But what we're learning now in the class that I'm taking is that people don't know you if you don't post. And if you only have 1 video or 2 videos, how are people, like, who's going to want to follow that? I mean, just being real. And then if your videos, if, they're not clear on what you're about, like, you don't provide that clarity, right, that we talked about, right? If you're not being clear on what you do and what your channel is all about, if you're not showing that commitment and you're not being consistent with your posts, and like, you're not taking in that reality check, right, aka facts over feelings, and if you're not part of that community to help you grow, right, and you're focusing just on yourself and not service, then how's your post ever going to go anywhere? Like, so, number 6, y'all, just keep posting, but post with clarity, right? Really be thoughtful, do your research, build with community. Don't have that analysis paralysis. Like, there's something on your heart right now that you are good at. And that's the one thing. Start with what you're good at. Start with what you're natural at. Think about the things in your life, that the questions or the problems that, if you're not sure what to start on. Again, this isn't really that video, but, thinking about that, like, where do you start? Just start with what you love. Start with what you do. Do you like to cook? Do a cooking video, right? If you like to fix cars, do a how to fix your car video, how to fix a tire video. Do you like, if you want to do tech reviews, are you someone that's real, techie like that, dude? I mean, there's so many niches out there. And once you do that and you get that clarity on what it is that you do, and then you start serving others, then you start to grow more and more, because people see the value in what you do. Speaking of value, if you found any value in today's video, and you're feeling the vibe, consider joining the tribe and clicking subscribe on the link below. Again, I'd appreciate you just again following the journey. And so what did I put out there? I claimed like next year, and that was, and so the date on 5/7, right, was the date that I started this YouTube course, these YouTube courses. So 5/7 in a year from now, I'm trying to build up to 100K. 3 years from now, we're going to go 500K. And then in 5 years, the goal is 1 million subs. And all that means to me is that there are a million, every subscriber is just someone who sees value and service in what I do, period. Right? This isn't about status. Ooh, I got 1 million subs. Like, no. It's like, hey, there are people who I may not ever get to see live, who I may not ever get to speak to in person, because again, I love doing live events, especially with everything going on right now in Corona, with all the COVID-19 coronavirus. But if there's still a way where I can provide influence and impact, if there's still a way where I can be of service to you just by you watching this video or the videos and the content that I put out, that is what that number represents for me. It represents the number of influence, the possibilities of impact, and most importantly, it represents the number of change that is being inspired in the world today, because we know we need it. And I think that's the one thing that really drives me, is that we live in such a, in some dark times, and we need as much light as possible. We need your light. And maybe you're in a dark place right now. Maybe you're going through something that's just real tough, and maybe a video or something I say or someone I bring on the show, like however, again, videos, live streams, podcasts, music, storytelling, all that is what I want to bring to this platform to inspire change from the inside out, y'all. So with that being said, your boy is always excited to be with you. Haha, hey, let's shout out my boy Nico. Yes, man, you see, dope. I'm shooting for 10,000 subs by the end of this year. Smaller goals, but I've been able to gain 130 subs in the last 28 days. Yes, let's build together. Yes, and Nico is actually one of the folks who started Catholic Media Squad. So we are actually a community of creators for our faith-based world, and we're putting stuff out. So be on the lookout again, get in that community, y'all. I appreciate your time. So tomorrow again, let me just put the banner out there for those of you. Just a quick reminder, I'll be out here tomorrow, 5 a.m. That's my gym time. Let me see. There you go. So again, tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm super pumped to share with you again everything that I'm going through. I'm glad that you're with me on this journey, in this process. Again, whether you are whether you have a YouTube channel or not, or whether you are thinking of growing one, again, here are just six ways, right? 6 things to think about, 6 steps, six principles, whatever you want to call it, that could help you grow your YouTube channel. All right, so we out of here. Have a blessed Thursday, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.